All things considered, not too bad. As you guys can see, I think we'll be able to put some points on the board this year. We got some offensive firepower. Obviously, our defense has to get significantly better, but that'll come. I knew it was going to be a little rough in stretches for certain teams from an offensive and defensive standpoint, just because guys haven't played together. We got 5 new freshmen. 6 actually, if you kind of walk-ons, and just guys haven't played together. But that's why I mixed up the teams. Next time out we might do things a little differently. But overall, for the first time out, I thought some guys did some really good things. I thought Darius Perry actually gave a pretty big boost in the second half. He wasn't shooting the ball very well, but he didn't let it affect him. 9 assists, 2 turnovers. So overall, pretty pleased, especially with the offense. Defense will get better, but that'll just come with practice. So overall, pretty good night. Yeah, I'm sure when I go back and watch it, the first couple of minutes of the game, he wasn't really doing a whole lot. Just kind of let the game come to him, and that's what you would expect from a junior. He's not going to go out there and try to score 20 points in the first 5 minutes of the game. He did a good job of trying to find open guys. 6 turnovers, obviously not what you want to see, but most importantly, most impressive thing about Dang tonight was 13 rebounds. I mean, if between him and VJ or Jordan or Dwayne, whoever our starting 2s and 3s are, if they can get 15, 16 rebounds a game between the 2 of them, that'll be huge.
I think there's some really notable improvement from Ray from last year to this year. Is that also what you're seeing from him?
No question. Every day that's what we've seen. Confidence is a lot of it. Being a junior is a lot of it. Being stronger is a lot of it. I'm sure you guys see the difference in his body. 22 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 steals is a pretty good night out for a power forward. So, it's just the older guys did what you would expect them to do. I wouldn't expect VJ to turn the ball over like that. But, like I said, all things considered, kind of what I expected, and I mean that in a good way. We did a lot of good things, but we got a lot to work on. But, with it being less than 2 weeks into practice, it's a pretty good start.
David, what was wrong with Brian?
I'm not 100% sure. I know he just caught either a knee or an elbow or something to his rib area, I think. So, might have just got knocked the wind out of him a little bit. I hope it's nothing more serious than that, but we'll hopefully find out more tomorrow.
They've also like to come out here in front of all the fans and have somewhat of a return to normalcy with the guys.
Yeah, they were excited about this. They had a lot of enthusiasm yesterday in practice today when we did our shoot-around. We tried to make today as much of a game day as we could. We did shoot-around. We had a pregame meal and then that kind of stuff. So, yeah, they were excited. Just freshmen hadn't been out here with the lights on before in front of fans. Returning guys were anxious to get back out there and just kind of show everybody our team. So I think they did a really good job. Their effort was terrific. I think you guys saw that. Now they got tired, which I expected, but they did a really good job. The crowd was terrific. And it's overall a very good night.
From your perspective, first time coming in here as the top man, you've been in here as a player and an assistant. Did it feel different coming in here tonight? Your team?
It did a little bit. That ovation the fans gave me at the beginning was extremely humbling. That was incredible to see. But I think it'll set in more when we play Kentucky Wesleyan, when we're playing against another team. I didn't do a whole lot tonight. I just observed. I threw some thoughts in with the white team there just because I was sitting at that end of the floor. But it's going to take a while for me to get used to this. Stepping into Coach's office yesterday for the first time was a little strange, but it's all just part of this whole process. So, like I said, we're just taking it one day at a time.
Have you talked to Kenny much, or sitting with him for a little bit?
I have. We've spoken on the phone a few times. He's been awesome, as you would expect. I just went over there, thought I'd say hi to him, ask him how his latest fishing trip was. He was telling me all about that. So he's been extremely supportive. It's fun to pick his brain and say, who do you like, what do you think? And he seemed like he was pretty impressed with our team, so it was good to sit with him for a little bit.
Enough from Joe Griffin that you're not surprised when he rises up and dunks with honest trailing?
No, honestly, it was one of the first individuals we had back in the summer, and we were doing this drill where we driving down the lane and whatnot, and he went off of 2 feet with 2 hands, and all of our heads just snapped around like, where did this come from? I saw him in high school a couple times, but I never saw that. But Joe's going to be a very good player. He shoots it. He knows how to play. He's very quiet, but we got a pretty good deal in Joe. No question about that. Well, it depends if you count those ones that hit the side and the top of the backboard as air balls. I think those. But no, the guy who I thought was going to do it actually, I think, made his first shot. I'm not going to say names. But, you could see the nerves, and that's kind of why I said that at the beginning. But they settled down and did some good things.
Once Jordan got his off, really shot it. You just talk about
Yeah, we know Jordan can shoot. Jordan knows Jordan can shoot. Everybody we play against will know Jordan can shoot. What Jordan's got to learn, and we're working on it, is he's got to learn when, a couple times tonight, for instance, he was open, and instead of shooting it, he shot faked and took a dribble and then shot a contested shot. He's got to learn, shoot the ball when you're open, when you're not, put it on the floor. And it's just a habit that a lot of high school scorers have to break, because in high school they're allowed to do whatever they want. And he's getting better. As you can see, he's got no conscience. I mean, if he misses 5, 6, 7 in a row, he's going to shoot 5, 6, 7 more. But he's got a weapon. I mean, he's a very deadly weapon, and he's just got to learn that one small thing. But he'll get it.
Can we expand on that relationship with Denny? Has he been in practice, putting input in there, or has it been just phone?
No, he hasn't had a chance to stop by practice. He's been out of town for the last couple of weeks doing various things. But I think I'm going to try to get him to come by here in the next week or so. I want him to watch our team. I mean, just see what he thinks. And obviously he's a Hall of Fame coach and a legend in this program. So he's open invitation for him whenever he wants to come.
What are your expectations for Malik?
He's gonna be ready. It was funny. Tonight was out of the last 12 days, whatever we've been practicing. Tonight was by far the worst he shot the ball. I mean, in practice he had been absolutely lighting it up. The really good thing about him, and it just obviously jumps out at the stat sheet when you look at it, is 17 rebounds. I mean, he is not afraid to get in there. He's not the strongest guy, but he pursues the ball. He goes after it with 2 hands. If he gets his hands on it, he doesn't drop it. So, again, him and Darius, the thing I was most impressed with was, even though they weren't having great scoring nights, they impacted the game in other ways. And for freshmen, that's absolutely what you want to see. I think these guys were excited to play in here tonight. I don't think I've ever seen someone as excited as he's been the last couple of days. I mean, he is, first thing he said the other day when he came in, he goes, "Man, you just woke the living dead. I hope you know that." And I'm like, "No, I love it. I love the enthusiasm." I mean, he literally is a basketball junkie, and I think him sitting out a year, I think he just was itching to get back in it, and he just is ecstatic right now. He really likes our guys. They're taking a great liking to him, and he's just valuable in every area.
Which comes first, the strength or the assertiveness?
Honestly, I think they go hand in hand. He spent so much time in the weight room, as all our guys did this summer, but I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. When you go from being a sophomore to a junior, or sometimes a junior to a senior, it's just a confidence. The game slows down for you. It comes easier for you. He's more motivated than he has been. He's gotten serious to make a career out of this professionally, and I think he's just mentally and physically, he's just in a very good place right now, and I think it shows on the court.
Lance Thomas seemed to have a good all-around game today. Just kind of talk about him and what you're looking for from your young big guy.
Lance has actually come a long way. We joke sometimes because he's just 100 miles and do crazy things, but he's slowed down. He came over to me in the middle of the game and said, "Can I please play the 3?" I said, "Absolutely not." In high school he was a perimeter player, and now we got to turn him into more of a post player. But you can see he's got tools. He can shoot it. He can handle it. He plays hard. He's an unbelievable kid. So, he's come a long way. He's got a long ways to go, as all these freshmen do. But they're always asking questions, saying, "What can I do? What do I do when this happens?" And you tell them something, and for the most part, they learn it. You don't have to repeat it, which is a lot easier.
David, former players have you said or tweeted that you invited those guys back later on in the month. Is that in a step for this program, and just talk about being able to do that?
Well, I said it on one of the radio shows I was on today. My biggest thing right now is support for these players. I want the city to support them. I want the fans to support them. I want the former players to support them. I want everybody to support them. And I just felt like it was a good chance to get, there was some talk about, well, it's Coach Crumb's players or it's Coach Pitino's players. Well, to me, you put on the Cardinal bird or the Louisville on the front of your chest, we're all the same. And I think these guys need to know who's come before them. And just like 20 years from now when they come back, the guys who were playing then need to know who came before them. So it's all about just rallying support for this team. You could see tonight the way the fans accepted these guys, and I can't wait to see it when the arena's full. And it's all about Louisville right now. I know we've had the Louisville first thing here for a couple years now, but right now, honestly, that's as important as it's ever been. And I'm just trying to do everything I can to get people to buy into that.
David, what's the biggest piece of advice you've seen the veterans give these new guys?
I just think their leadership from a overall standpoint, and what I mean by that is sometimes the older guys will really, beat the young guys pretty good in practice sometimes, but they pick them up at the end of the day. At the end of practice, they pick them up. They say, you know, Dangadell, when he was walking off the court, grabbed Malik Williams, put his arm around his shoulder, and I don't know what he told him, but just things like that. You know, they know that we're going to need these young guys to be successful, and they remember when they were young. And it helps to have somebody who can get your confidence back up. You know, Malik tonight was 1 for 10 from the field. I'm sure he was disappointed, but Dan grabbed him and said whatever he said, and that's just how they've all been. And it's been awesome to see.
That's the type of player that you were when you played here back in 2008. So did you rub that off on the players? Did you instill that in them?
It's just it's just kind of the mindset we've had the last couple of years. I think a lot of it started with Damian and Trey 2 years ago. They were that way when Donovan and Dang and Ray were all freshmen, and Honest was a sophomore and Q was a sophomore. They saw that. They had it last year to a certain extent. Mango was very good last year with that, and I think it's just maturing, becoming an upperclassman, and stepping into that leadership role.
One more for David, anyway.
I haven't seen PJ grow mentally. It seemed like he was a little more aggressive when he was kind of attacking the basket and stuff like that. I haven't seen him in the first game this year.
You know, same way, more motivated. He's been through the ringer, per se, as being a freshman playing college basketball. He had his ups and downs last year. You know, the turnover thing, obviously, we'll address. I mean, that's not a big deal. I'm not worried about it. But he's a kid that just, when he plays with confidence, he plays well. He's playing loose right now. He's being assertive, which is good. But again, I think it's attributed to just being a year older in college basketball. So I think you guys can see it with all of our players, and we just got to build on it from here.